Hi everyone, welcome to today's 3-message general video. There are going to be 2 piles to pick from, and there will be 3 messages that you need to hear from Spirit in those piles. So make sure that once I lay out the piles, all you have to do is take a second. If you need to pause, breathe, just take a second to see which one calls out to you the most, and we will go over everything there. Keep in mind that these are general readings and they may not resonate for everybody. However, they are pretty specified and I am good at what I do, so I try to make sure that there is at least a message or 2 that is meant for you in there. If it doesn't resonate at all, maybe it is not your pile or maybe you are not meant for this reading. Another side note, I have my Patreon out now. I decided to switch over to Patreon because I got a lot of comments about, the lewd type of audience that OnlyFans has. So now I have my Patreon out. It's got different tiers of subscriptions and there's tons of stuff that I'm finally working on posting, and I hope to see you there. Let's go ahead and get these piles out. All right, here are our 2 piles from left to right. We have pile 1 and 2. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. Take a second, see which one you feel resonates with you, and then go ahead and find the links in the description for the time slots, selections, whatever. Welcome, pile 1. Today, let's go ahead. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Let's go ahead and get to see your cards. First, I want to start with what you got for your general oracles. We have the tea leaf, and you actually got 2 of them, so let's see what those are. And then we also have this one. I don't remember what it's called, but it's one of my favorite oracle decks. I don't usually use oracle, but this is definitely my favorite. So for your oracle deck, we've got the Natalist Princess, Personal Powerful Growth. For your tea leaf, we have the Jug, which is Lighthearted Carefree Time. And we have a month of the year, which is October. So, I want to clarify this. So it looks like the lighthearted carefree time is kind of pointing towards carelessness. Rather, this is somebody else being careless to you or you acting careless in a certain way. The way the carelessness is happening here is by you excessively overthinking or even having some sense of delusion about a situation. Now, because we have the princess here representing very personal, powerful personal growth, that means that you're growing out of it, but you're still having a really hard time with grounding yourself, staying stuck to the ground instead of floating up 5 feet in the air into space. I'm sure space is more than 5 feet. I can't talk today. So it looks like you're lacking a direction to go in a specific situation. Now, October seems to be relevant to either a few things. Either A, this is your birthday month. B, this is the person you're dealing with's birthday month. Or C, you will reach a large growth spurt in October where you will be able to be much more careless in a positive way. So let's go ahead and get to your 3 spirit messages. Let's start with message number 1 for pile 1. Message number 1 for pile 1. Okay, so pile number 1, a little bit about what we were literally just talking about. We have a message here about you having a hard time figuring out a direction to go in a specific situation. You are trying to find something and it looks like you're kind of just like seeking the shadows for now. Again, we have exactly the same pullout we had with the last one, but they're upright this time, so it's in a little bit less of an intensive extent. So you are having a bit of a hard time overthinking about what direction to go in a specific situation. Now, this is a blockage. You are going through a blockage because of how much you're overthinking it or you're just uncertain. Now, the biggest part of this is this card, which shows me that you're not asking for help. You are in a spot where you have no idea where to go, you're directionless, or you just don't know what to do in general, but you're not asking for help, which is part of the reason as to why you're not able to figure out your direction. So how to solve this? Ask for help, whether that's through mentors, therapists, advice from friends, family, a trusted psychic. Ask your own spirit guides, your ancestors. That is always 100% the best way to go. But whatever it is that you decide to do, you need to ask for help in this situation, or else you're going to continue to throw an energy towards this cycle of overthinking and uncertainty. Sorry about that. What is pile number 1's second message? Message number 2 for pile 1. All right, this one looks a little bit bigger. Let's see here. So this one kind of talks a little bit more about the first message we just talked about. I'm getting here that there is, okay, so there's this blockage. You're not asking for help in a certain situation. And then I also see most of my audience watching pile 1 may be a female. If not a female, then you may have a little bit of a feminine side to you, but regardless of your gender, you are a very strong person. You're someone who's been through a lot. And right now you are at an honest time where you're trying to figure out what to do. So the message here is kind of like exactly what I just said. You need to submit. You need to become submissive towards asking for help in a situation. You need to take control of your submission. So having a card about dominance and submission in the same spot is kind of odd. But what I get from this is that you need to take control. You need to, be strong, be authoritative, and allow things to go the way they are by asking for help. So yes, you want to take control. Yes, you want to be the strong one in the situation. And yes, you want to do everything you can by yourself. However, this is one of those things that you really just need to allow yourself, your mind, your body, your soul to get some sort of peace by asking others for help. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for another message since that was pretty much the same one. Okay. This time I've definitely got a different message. So your actual message number 2, pile 1, is it looks like you are reawakening. You're going through a reawakening right now, which could be why there's added confusion. So when you go through a reawakening, there's usually a good amount of like chaos happening because there's so many doors closing, so that way better ones can open. Your vibration is raising. Excuse me. So you are currently reawakening, and it looks like it's because of you're coming out of a situation where you were dealing with someone who was narcissistic, manipulative, toxic, and or abusive. So this manipulation or abuse could have either been from a woman, or you are that same feminine energy that I mentioned earlier who is very strong going through this. I do believe that you could be questioning your instability, which is great. There is instability present, it's correct. And that is why you're going through this reawakening. So that way Spirit can reassess the fact that you're ready for new, better things for yourself. So your second message is basically, stay strong. You're doing really good. You're raising your vibration. So that way you can come out of this problem better than before. And you're able to experience new things for yourself. So let's go ahead and get your third message. Message number 3 for pile 1. Okay, so pile 1, your third message is that I've got kind of like a dual message here. What is the win about? So there's a battle you're trying to win currently. I believe that you're kind of like focused pretty deeply on it. It shows that there's a battle you're trying to win, and you are caring or concerned about it. It's something that is definitely on your mind. It is most likely also something that you've questioned but haven't really gotten much advice on it, which isn't surprising since we saw that you need to ask for help. I see that this has something to do with either a literal investigation or something that you're trying to find details of. Maybe you're the one trying to investigate it or trying to find details of it. It's something that you're confused about, and you're also feeling very impatient towards it. So the first message with this one is that you are going to win this battle. It shows me that you are going to have a positive result in like the way that you're, whether it's the way you're hoping for or not, I can't really tell you that since this is general, but it looks like you're going to win the battle. So for example, if you are really concerned about the fact that you're trying to move out of someone's house, you're going to win the battle and move. It could also be that if you are in a toxic relationship, for example, let's say you probably want to stay, but you know you shouldn't. So winning the battle would be leaving it, and it might hurt and you might not want that. That wouldn't feel like winning the battle, but it technically is because there's so much better after. Does that make sense? I hope. So something you're impatient about, trying to figure out what's going to happen, you're going to win the battle in it. So don't worry about any loss right now. And then the second message within this message is that you come off as somebody who is victimizing themselves, putting themselves purposely into a blockage. So what does that mean? You are a very strong person, and I have gotten the Queen of Swords regardless of your gender. The Queen of Swords is a very strong person who's been through a lot. I've gotten that in every single message for you so far. And basically what we're seeing here is that with this one in reverse, this is saying specifically that you are using some sort of negative experiences or trauma or something from the past to specifically use it against yourself or against others. So how can you do that? How can you use your experiences against others? Well, for example, online today, you see a lot of people who require trigger warnings. Instead of being a strong person, they decide that they have to make everybody else accustomed to their own misery because they feel upset about one specific thing and they don't want to just scroll past it, right? So it's kind of like that, not to that extent, but kind of like the fact that like, okay, so you went through something hurts you, and you're wanting everyone to know maybe, or you're maybe wanting everyone to acknowledge it, or you want to kind of like gain sympathy, which isn't a horrible thing, but at this point in time, it is saying that you are going through a blockage because of it. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope it made sense. I hope your messages resonated and helped a little bit. Make sure you get that help that you need so you can figure out your path. If you didn't listen to the intro, please don't forget to check out my Patreon. I decided to switch from OnlyFans to Patreon because of all the nude content. People are like, why would I want to follow a spiritualist on OnlyFans? It seems kind of weird. So I got it. I made a Patreon. There's multiple levels of subscriptions that you can do, and I really hope to see you there. Make sure to leave me some sort of feedback and let me know what you thought. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to do your 3 spirit messages today, just 3 messages that you need to know. So first, let's go ahead and start with your oracle. I've got the tea leaf oracle, and then this one, I don't remember what it's called, but I love it so much. For your large oracle, we've got the grumpy red fairy. Be your true self. This is very self-explanatory, but we will explain it more. And then for your tea leaf oracle, we've got the dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. So what this means is that either you have somebody who is in your thoughts and prayers who has passed away, a loved one, or this is, and they're saying hi, But if that doesn't resonate with you, the other thing that it could mean is that there is somebody who you are in no contact with who's thinking of you. So we've got either a loved one from up above saying hello, or we have someone in no contact thinking about you, and it's good for you to know that. Let's go ahead and get to your 3 spirit messages. Message number 1 for pile number 2. Message number 1 for pile number 2. Okay, so for most of you, this is going to be love related. It looks like very, very interesting. Okay, so there is definitely somebody that you love or have strong feelings for. If that doesn't resonate with you, then this is not your pile. This doesn't have to be romantic, but it is love. That can be a brother, a sister, a friend, but it is strong love. It's not just like casual, So right now, you are going through some sort of conflict, dispute with somebody that you love. And the problem here is that it comes up as you having to fight alone in this situation all by yourself unnecessarily. This means that there should be a dual effort. Rather, this is you needing to seek other help. Or if this is a partner, they need to put in the effort as well, but they are not. So you are 100% unnecessarily fighting alone in this problem, this conflict. Or maybe that's why there's conflict, because you're doing everything by yourself. Now, what's interesting here is I have a message saying that you are afraid, anxious, worried, or nervous about a financial situation involved with a person who could be masculine. They could be a fire or earth sign, and they could, and they definitely have some sort of traits about anger, irritability, irresponsibleness. So if they're not a fire or earth sign, and if they're not a male, then it's someone who has problems with anger, irritability, and responsibility. And it looks like there's a fear regarding around specifically a financial situation, or maybe you're worried about their finances, or this is somebody at work. It looks like it has to do with dominance or authority. So those of you, if you're going through a legal situation, you could be nervous about, you love this person, but there's something legal you have to put them through, and you're worried about the lawyers you might get or that they might get. It could also represent if they're at work, they are a boss, but you love them and now you don't know what to do. It could also represent that maybe they are the male family member they are the main family, they are the main leader of a family of yours. So like the top head of the house, like the mother or the father, and you love them, but there's conflict and now you're nervous about something financial. So what this message is here is that this situation is causing you a lot of sadness, maybe feeling stuck. And it looks like right now, because of the lack of attraction in the connection, rather that's like just not wanting to be around it in general, or if it's romantic, there's not a lot of traction between the two of you. Whatever the situation, Spirit is saying that you need to take a break. Right now is time to take time away from this situation because there's too much tension, there's too much issues, this person's not really listening, and it's taking too much of a toll on you. So take a break. Message number 2 for pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2, your second message, there's kind of 2 within 1. So the first message shows that you are having a hard time with learning your lessons about past traumas or past fears, worries, anxieties. You are repeating mistakes that have to do with this in general, with your fears, anxieties. And they are past ones, not current ones, or maybe some that still exist. But this represents the past specifically and fears. So make sure that you are not repeating mistakes, or else you're going to keep going through these circumstances until you do learn your lessons. Now, the main message, I believe that either let's see. So for those of you who are going through a negative financial situation, sometimes this can represent debt. It can represent a legal situation. It can represent, it's something that's negative. So it's not just like your everyday, like I'm stuck at work or like I'm a little bit out of money. It's something, when I get the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it represents something negative specifically in your finances. So something that's a bit more worrisome and important. It looks like you or a masculine person around you is going through this financial situation. Now, if this is you going through it, I believe that there will be a responsible masculine person who is going to be able to help you out of this problem or help you with it. If you are not the one going through it and it is another person, I believe that this masculine person is going to be able to find help for the financial situation. So regardless of who this is about, I believe that you're going to find a mature person who's going to be able to help you. Now, when I say masculine, the card comes up as a male. However, it could be a dominant woman as well. So someone who has masculine traits, they're not overly emotional, or they're just a man. I just try not to put too many gender because people get mad, but So rest assured, I believe that this help will come to you or whoever is going through this problem, and you'll be able to at least come to some sort of resolve. Message number 3 for pile number 2. Okay, I think this is piggybacking off of the one we just talked about. It's saying that in a financial problem, if you try to go to, so there might be a couple different people you could go to help you, or you will end up trying. One of the people is going to be mature and masculine. The other person is going to be immature, irritable, angry, something like that. The one I just mentioned, the irritable, angry person, they're not going to help you, so don't even ask. The person who is mature and responsible, they are going to be the one to help you. I believe that you could be going through a situation having to do with your home or family that this is about. And it could be that there is a female relative who you're not really close with, but they may be able to help you, and maybe they have like a partner who could help. I'm not sure why this is being brought up again, but maybe I missed the message. It looks like maybe if you have 2 different options on who you could ask, if this person is easily angry and irritable, don't even ask them. It's someone who's going to come up who is responsible and mature. So let me go ahead and pull another message, since that was pretty much the same. Hopefully that went through this time. Another message for pile number 2. Okay, there we go. So, interesting. So guys, this one's pretty simple. There is conflict or actual arguments happening around you in your connections because of submission and dominance. The message that I'm getting here is that you are spending too much useless time, energy, and effort towards control or dominance. There is a conflict happening around submission. So basically, there is a situation where you need to kind of just relax and accept a little bit more rather than trying to control it. You don't have to let it go. You don't have to like let it dissipate and let somebody dominate you. But you do need to maybe see both points in a situation, or you might need to be a little bit more open-minded, or you just need to stop trying to control something specifically. It's possible that this could be saying, if this is a relationship, you're trying too hard to control something that you cannot control. And that's why there's arguments and conflicts. This doesn't mean stay in it because you can't control it, just let it happen. This just means that there's nothing you can do to control it. So it could also represent, for those of you, since we have been focusing a lot on financial, if you're in a legal situation, maybe one of the lawyers you're looking into, or one of the higher ups, authority figures that you're looking into, you're spending too much time into, and it will cause a fight. So that's all I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope this helped and resonated. Please leave me feedback. I would like to know what you thought about this. And if you didn't see my intro, please make sure to follow me on my Patreon. I moved from OnlyFans because everybody says it's only for nude content. So I'm now on Patreon, where you can find 3 different types of subscriptions, and there's going to be lots of stuff there. It's going to be really fun, and I cannot wait to see you there. Please follow me there, and I'll see you later.